Hello, this is Cuckoo. Today I want to show you the Octatrack. And I want to show you especially how to set it up to play long backing tracks. And it's a complex machine, but you don't need to go into all the depth of the Octatrack in order to set it up to play backing tracks. No, let's keep it simple. I want to show you today how to import sounds and to make them play back when you press these buttons. Simple as that. And if you're happy with that, you don't have to watch the rest of this video. But if you want to go a few extra steps and apply some effects onto the backing tracks, prepare this little slider to do different kinds of effects to different songs. And yeah, I want to show you that too. It's not very difficult, but it is the extra step. So yeah, let's get to it and set it up to play some backing tracks. Okay, so here we are. The Octatrack is fired up and I prepared a computer with 3 backing tracks. I want to use music, draw, and dance. Okay, so I'm going to use these 3 to set up a little backing track solution on the Octatrack. Make sure that when you export your files that they're high quality WAV files. I'm using 16-bit files in this tutorial, but you can also set up the Octatrack to handle 24-bit files as well, but I'm going to use 16-bit now. One thing you would like to pay attention to when it comes to your backing tracks is you want to make them at the same volume so that they can be played right after each other in a live situation without any adjustment to the volume. So make sure that you nail the volume. It's going to make it much easier in the live performance afterwards. Okay, so on the Octatrack, I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. So function and mixer is actually the project. You can see the red labels. They are active when you press the function button. So function and project, and you can navigate this menu by right and left, up and down. Go into the left menu, go up to project, right, go up to change, press it yes, and then create an empty project. So I'm going to name it something. Function and no is the eraser. I'm going to name it B, and when you press function you get to this nifty keyboard. Backing. Okay, backing 1. Okay, yes. So it's creating this project and it's loading it up into the memory. And the next thing I'm going to do is going to import or get the files over to the Octatrack. So now we're in this new project. It's totally empty. Yeah. So function and mixer again, or project, to go into this setting again. And here I'm going to go down to system, press right and go up to the USB disk mode. I'm going to make sure to connect the USB cable to the computer and then press yes to activate this. So now it's popping up right here, as you can see. So the Octatrack. Depending on how you've set up your Octatrack and what you have on it, it's going to be more or less folders and stuff. My main folder is here. I call it Scratch for now. I'm going to go in here and create a folder where I'm going to put these backing tracks. So, new folder, and it's going to call it Backing Tracks. You can see that the project that I just created is right here. It's called Backing 1. I sort of like to have like the project folder and the audio file folders separate. So I don't know, people do it differently. This is why I do it. So Backing 1 tracks, gonna open it and copy the files over. So there we go. I'm gonna eject this from the computer, and as you can see, the Octatrack responds to that and is coming back to the normal play state. Now we don't have to mess around with the computer anymore, so I'm going to stop the screen recording there. Okay, so now the files are over and I want to import them into the project. I'm going to do everything on track 1 to make it simple, and I'm going to make sure that by double tapping here, the static machine is assigned to track number 1. Static is the default machine, so chances are very high that this is what you see. And if I double tap this one, I'm coming into this slot list, which is currently empty because we haven't loaded anything in there. So slot number 1, we want song number 1. So press yes to enter a file selection, and depending on where you were the last time you were in this file list, you will end up in different places. So right now, if I'm pressing right here, I enter this directory. Left, I exit the directory. So I want to go back and find that backing 1 tracks that we made earlier. I'm going to enter it. I'm going to see here. If you want to pre-listen to the sounds, you could do it with function and yes. Yeah, they're all there. So song number 1, yes. Move down. Song number 2, yes. Song number 2, yes. Go down to slot number 3, and yes, and then to file number 3, yes. So now they're all in that list. I can preview them there too. Cool. So now they're there. I'm gonna press no to exit the menu. Okay, so now there is a static machine on track number 1. We check the list here. It's now filled with songs we want to play. Because it's a static machine, it can stream directly from the flash card, which is a good thing because then the songs can be super long and you don't have to worry about the RAM memory, or if it has to load stuff into the memory before you get going, you can just play it straight from the flash card. So that's why we're using the static machine. No to exit the menu. Okay, so how do we play them? Well, I'm going to show you now. Function and down and up is going to access this little menu. And this menu is alternating between different ways of different behaviors of this keyboard, this trig keyboard. We're going to use the slots one because then on this track we could play stuff from the whole slot list. So right now you can see 3 are lighting up. If we press these, we play them, but you could hear the timing and the tempo was messed up. It's because the Octatrack is guessing the BPM of the song and then it's trying to fit that BPM into the BPM of the project, which is not always getting it right, as you can hear. So what I want to do now is not use the time stretching. I'm going to go into the playback menu of track 1, and down here you can say time stretch, turn it off. Yeah, so there you go. This is what you need to do in order to just play backing tracks and nothing else. Boom. Import the files, get them into the slot list, go into the slot keyboard, press. Yeah, done. So that's the short version. And if you want to do more than that, like create some effects and stuff, let's do that now. First of all, I'm just going to save this. Function and project, save. Save. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Done. Okay. So let's do some effects then. Track number 1, effect number 1, for instance. If I double tap it, I get this list of effects. Let's say we want to use the filter that is actually preset there. Yeah, go and wiggle it. Wiggle the width, wiggle the resonance, perhaps the bass. If I want to reset this now, I can press the effect and clear. Now it's back to normal. If I would like to do that with this fancy slider, I could also set this up to do what I just did, but then I could be sure to be returning to normal, and yeah, I could pre-control it. So let's do that. These are called scenes. And this is the scene slider. Scene A could be like scene 1, for instance. Scene B could be like scene 16, for instance. I'm usually putting the most important scenes here when I'm performing, so I could access them with one hand. So let's do scene 16 is going to be that filter sweep. So if I press and hold, everything I change now, like track 1, effect 1, a bass a bit up, width a bit, you can see that they're black now. They're kind of sticks. The value sticks. Some of that. Okay, release. Now when I play it, yeah, it's super responsive, very high resolution. So it's a very cool performance thing. Oh. Yeah, cool. So what if we set up a different one here? Like scene 15, for instance, could do something completely different. It could send a delay. Okay, let's go to effect 2 of track 1 and see if we double tap that, we could get the list again. And effect 2 has access to delay and reverb. Otherwise, the list of effect 1 and 2 are virtually the same. So delay, okay, and send. Let's listen to it first. Send some feedback. Okay, so let's say scene 15 is sending delay. Okay. Press. Yeah, for instance, it could be nice. So what else? Yeah, you know, on the Octatrack it's got 8 tracks, but track number 8 could be a master track. Let's set it up to be a master track, because then we get access to 2 more slots of effects, hassle-free. So function, project, exit that, go down to control, audio, yes. You can see track 8, should it be normal or master? It's currently normal, which means it's a normal track. Now it's a master track, so it can't be, you can't load any machines onto it, but you can sequence it. So now if we go to track 8, we got like a different, everything goes through track 8 now. So we could do like effect 1 there, it could be a different effect, like the lo-fi, for instance, which is cool. So let's go back here and play something. And the reason why I can't play on track 8 now is because it's not a normal track. It can't play sounds, but everything is mixed through it. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, play something, go here, and see what the distortion sounds like. Lo-fi, it's kind of cool. So let's do another scene 14, for instance. I'm gonna keep this down, add some of this. Maybe destroy it here. And you know what? I don't just have to do one effect. I could do numerous of stuff all over the place. So right now it's just doing one effect. Scene 14 is doing like this lo-fi effect, but it could simultaneously, for instance, reverse the playback speed of track 1. So scene 14, go to playback and say rate backwards. Yeah, let's try that. You know, perhaps it's not just straight backing tracks you're after. Perhaps you're more contemporary or crazy. So then you could do stuff like that. Yeah, cool. Another thing I want to show you is a beat repeat, because it's such a fundamental part of electronic music. I just want to show you. So what is a beat repeat? It's basically, in the Octatrack, it works like this. You're using the delay engine in a mode where you can lock it. So let's go to the master track now and go to effect 2 here and see, okay, yeah, the delay is there. And on the delay setup page, you can see that there's something called lock. Let's turn it on like that. And tape is, yeah, let's leave it on for now and see what it sounds like. Now, whenever the send level of the delay gets to 0, it locks it. So let's try that. I'm gonna go here and play a sound. Did you hear that? It just basically did one repeat and then it died, because the feedback of the delay is 0. It just repeats once. I'm gonna set the feedback to maximum, and then I'm gonna do this again. Play. I'm gonna go here to the master track. The delay is here. I'm gonna turn it to 0. Just keeps playing. So basically it's capturing a part of the audio buffer and just keeps playing that. So it's not really convenient to go in there and wiggle this by hand like this. So there is a different way of accessing this beat repeat functionality. So if I use the function down again, you know, we turn on the slots keyboard before. If we go further down to the bottom, there's this delay keyboard, delay control keyboard. So what it does is divides it up into 2 halves. The right half is accessing the delay channel on each track that has a delay channel. So right now all of them has a delay, but this is the only one that is set up to do beat repeat. So track number 8, T8, is now beat repeatable. And when I'm pressing, you can see these are lighting up in orange, which is like the delay time or the buffer time. So when the delay is set up in tape mode, then this becomes a way to play back the speed of the delay buffer. So let's listen to that. I'm gonna go here first, and now we need to alternate between slots mode and then later delay control. Slots mode to fire it off. Yeah. I'm going down to delay control. And you can hear it changing the speed. So if I go to that track 8 again, double tap this, turn off the tape, and then try it again. So now you can hear it's, instead of speeding it up and down, it's actually cutting the buffer to make shorter or longer repeats. Cool. Well, another thing you want to pay attention to when you do stuff like this is the tempo. Right now, this is not time stretching, it's not synced to the tempo. So for instance, we're going to slots again and play. So, but this one, it's not in 4x4, it's a very different tempo. It's like in 3x4 and it has a different tempo. So if I tap now, function and tempo. Yeah, something like that. And now, use the delay control. But because it's in 3x4, it's not, you know, this value here, the 48 value, is perhaps not suitable for 3x4. But by pressing, you know, you're forcing this value to snap to different positions. You can actually see, you see this tiny little dot there, which is sort of indicating what playback speed the delay is doing. So, and then it snaps to the right value if the tempo is correct. It doesn't even have to be like super precise, as long as it's in almost the same. Like this song is probably not 172.4, it's probably 172 BPM, or if it's even, you know, almost there, it's probably okay. Like, yeah, if it's, let's see, I'll go down. Yeah, and at any time, just tap it. Okay, the other song, slots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Slot, delay control. The reason why it says 48 is because it's a sort of funky. If you're playing in 4x4, it's a sort of a dum 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 dum. It's kind of funky. So you can set the time to whatever you want. Okay, the Octatrack as a backing track solution. This is what I wanted to show you today, with some additional effects in there. If you like what I'm doing with the synth tutorials and my interviews and stuff here on YouTube, please consider throwing in some dollars here and there when I'm creating new videos like this. I've got a Patreon thing set up, so if you want to support me financially, subscribe to my Patreon channel, and it works like this. You can select the amount that you want to donate every time I make such a video like this, and you can set like a monthly maximum number of donations, so you'll be safe. If I suddenly make like 100 videos one month, and you'll be safe. You're like, no, I want to give this guy like $3 every time, but no more than 5 times a month. So it's up to you. Anyway, if you do that, you get access to all of my downloads. And if you're not up to this, monthly donation thing, there's a lot of downloads also accessible from my web store. We can buy them one by one and stuff like that. Okay, cuckoo here. Peace out, everyone. Have a nice summer, and enjoy the Octatrack. Play lots of gigs and get really good with your stuff. Cool. Peace out, everyone. Hope to see you soon again. Peace.